Hello, grade 11 students! Welcome to another video in General Mathematics. Today, we're going to discuss lesson number 6, which is about solving rational equations and inequalities. This is your teacher, Teacher EJ, with Dr. Einstein. Let's start with our learning competency. At the end of this lesson, you are able to solve rational equations and inequalities. And for our subtasks, solve rational equations, solve rational inequalities, and solve word problems involving rational equations and inequalities. Now let's discuss solving rational equations. In order for us to solve rational equations, we have to take into considerations these following steps. Letter A, eliminate denominators by multiplying each term of the equation by the least common denominator or the LCD. Letter B, note that eliminating denominators may introduce extraneous solutions. Check the solutions of the transformed equations with the original equation. Let's have example 1. Solve for x. 2 over x minus 3 over 2x is equal to 1/5. In our example 1, we are asked to solve for x. So in this equation, we have 2 over x minus 3 over 2x is equal to 1/5. We have to find first the LCD. So in order to find the LCD, we have to list down all the denominators vertically. In listing the denominators vertically, the denominator of 2 over x is x. The denominator of 3 over 2x is 2x. Note that the variables must be aligned with each other. So that if you were going to write it down, so 2 times 5 times x, which is a representative of the variable. 2 times 5 times x is 10x, and that is our LCD. Now that we have our LCD, we are now ready to find the value of x. We are going to multiply all the terms of the equation by 10x. 2 over x times 10x minus 3 over 2x times 10x is equal to 1/5 times 10x. Note that the parenthesis denotes multiplication. So we can cancel x and x. 2 times 10 is 20. We can cancel 2x and 10x. 10 becomes 5 and 2 becomes 1. 3 times 5 is 15. We rewrite the sign. Equals, we can cancel 5 and 10. 5 becomes 1 and 10 becomes 2. 1 times 2 times x is 2x. 20 minus 15 is 5, is equal to 2x. Now, we have to isolate the variable x, so we will divide by 2. And the answer is 5 over 2 equals x. To check if the computed value for x is really our solution, we have to substitute the value of x in our original solution. 2 over 5 over 2 minus 3 over 2 times 5 over 2 equals 1/5. So write 2, get the reciprocal of 5 over 2, which is 2 over 5. Minus 3, We can cancel 2 and 2, so what remains is 3 over 5 equals 1/5. 2 times 2 is 4 over 5 minus 3 over 5 equals 1/5. 4 minus 3 is 1 over 5 equals 1/5. So the left side is equal to the right side. Therefore, the solution set is, our solution is x is equal to 5 over 2. Example 2. Solve for x. 4 over x minus 3 is equal to 6 over x plus 1. So our first step in solving the equation is we have to find the LCD. Since the denominators of the equation are both binomials, we can just rewrite the LCD is x minus 3 and x plus 1. So our LCD for this equation is quantity x minus 3 multiplied by x plus 1. So we will multiply the LCD to the entire equation, both the left and the right side of the equation. So 4 over x minus 3 times x minus 3 times x plus 1, that is our LCD, is equal to the right side, which is 6 over x plus 1 times x minus 3 times x plus 1. We can cancel x minus 3 and x minus 3. So what remains is 4 times x plus 1. And on the right side, we can cancel x plus 1 and x plus 1. What remains is 6 times the quantity x minus 3. We can distribute 4 in the binomial. 4 times x is 4x, and 4 times 1 is 4, equals, same as with the right side, we can distribute 6 in the binomial. 6 times x is 6x, and 6 times negative 3 is negative 18. We will transpose 4 to the right side and negative 18 to the left side. So 4, we will write 4, transpose negative 18, it will become positive. Rewrite 6x, transpose positive 4 to the other side, it will become negative 4x. 4 plus 18 is 22. 6x minus 4x is 2x. Divide both by 2. So to isolate x, we have 22 divided by 2 is 11. Equals 2 over 2 is, we can cancel it, so what remains is x. And our answer is 11 equals x. Now let's check if our solution is x is equal to 11. So the left side must be equal to the right side after substituting x is equal to 11. 4 over 11 over 3 equals 6 over 11 plus 1. 4 over 11 minus 3 is 8 equals 6 over 11 plus 1 is 12. Get the lowest term. 4 over 8 is 1/2, and the lowest term of 6 over 12 is 1/2. So the left side is equal to the right side, therefore our solution is x is equal to 11. Now let's move on in solving rational inequalities. Before we proceed with the discussion on how to solve rational inequalities, you have to be familiarized first in the table containing the symbols and the graphs on how to solve a rational inequality. So in the first column, we have intervals. The second column, we have the set notations. And the third column, we have the graphs. So dito ipinapakita kung alin at papaano magbasa, kung alin ang sakop ng solution set, dahil sa ang solution in solving rational inequalities is not just a single number but a solution set. Ibig sabihin, pwedeng dalawa, isa, dalawa, or marami, or infinite. Ibig sabihin, walang katapusan. So in this case, the first interval is A and B. It was enclosed with a parenthesis. Ibig sabihin, hindi kasama si A and B sa ating solution set. Sa ating set notations, ganito siya basahin. For all values of x such that x is greater than a but less than b. Sa graph, that is a number line and that is a hollow circle, indicating that a is not included in the solution set. And another value, which is b, also indicated with a hollow circle, and that is our solution set. Ibig sabihin ng graph na yan, yung A at B, naka-indicate sila na hollow circle, hindi sila kasama sa solution set. Yung kasama lang ay yung nasa pula na part ng graph. Next, we have the interval A and B, which was enclosed by a bracket. Pagka bracket ang naka-enclose, ibig sabihin, yung interval na A at B, kasama sila. Pag sinabing interval, sila yung hangganan. Sila yung value or number sa number line na hangganan ng solution set. Pagka bracket ang nakalagay, ibig sabihin, kasama si A at B sa solution set. So, paano ba siya sa set notation? For all values of x such that x is greater than or equal to A but less than or equal to B. Ibig sabihin yan, kasama si A at si B sa solution set. So, sa ating graph, ipinapakita niya na si A ay nakagraph with a shaded circle. Ibig sabihin, kasama si A. And also, B is also indicated with a shaded circle. And our shaded part or the red part will be our set, solution set. So, kasama si A at si B. Next, we have the intervals A and B. A is enclosed by a bracket and B is enclosed by a parenthesis. Ibig sabihin, in our set notations, for all values of x, x is greater than or equal to A but less than B. In our graph, A is graphed with a shaded circle indicating that A is included in our solution set. Kasama siya. But B is graphed with a hollow circle, ibig sabihin, hindi siya kasama. And our shaded part is in between A and B, included si A. Next, in this part, halos pareho lang nung nauna, si B naman ang included. So, for all values of x, such that x is less than A, is greater than A, but less than or equal to B. And our graph, si A ang hollow circle at si B ang shaded circle. And the red shaded part is our solution set, kasama si B. Next, in this part, A is not included, and we have here a symbol called infinity. So, this symbol has no sign of positive or negative, and it is positive. Understood na positive siya kahit wala siyang sign. So, ibig sabihin, ang ating solution set ay magmumula sa A patungo sa right. So, sa ating set notations, for all values of x, such that x is greater than A. In this part, hindi kasama si A, pero yung magiging solution set ay to the right of A. So, A is indicated with a hollow circle, pero ang solution set niya ay to the right. Ibig sabihin, walang katapusan, lahat ng positive number kasama sa solution set. Next, so halos kamukha lang nung nauna, pero dito kasama na si A. So, see the difference? Meron na siyang equal. So, in our graph, A is indicated with a shaded circle and same shaded part. Next, so we have the solution set, negative infinity, and b. And b is enclosed with the parentheses. Take note in the side of the infinity, palaging parentheses ang ginagamit. Never kang gagamit ng bracket kasi hindi mo mai-include dahil infinite nga ang number of solutions. So, for our set notations, we have for all values of x is less than b. Ibig sabihin, lahat ng solution set ay nasa left ni b. So, ayan ang number line. Si b ay hollow circle, ibig sabihin hindi siya kasama. And to the left. So, yan ang negative infinity. Walang katapusan papunta sa left ng b. And next, halos kamukha na una. But in this case, included si b. So, ayan yung set notations niya. Meron siyang equal sign. So, sa graphing, b is indicated in a hollow circle, in a shaded circle, and same shaded part. And last, but definitely not the least, we have the negative infinity to positive infinity. And for our set notations, we have R. In our algebra, the symbol R stands for the set of all real numbers. And the shaded part in our graph is, of course, from negative infinity to positive infinity. Therefore, all of the real numbers are included in the solution set. Now let's discuss the steps in solving rational inequalities. To solve rational inequalities, we have number 1, use addition or subtraction to rewrite the inequality as a single fraction on one side of the inequality symbol and 0 on the other side. Ibig sabihin, kung dalawang term man yan, kailangan maging isang term man siya, and sa other side, magiging 0 dapat siya. Number 2, determine over what intervals the fraction takes on positive and negative values. So, we're going to determine kung positive ba or negative ang ating fraction. So, under our second step, we have locate the values of x or the x values for which the rational expression is 0 or undefined. So, we have to set the numerator equal to 0 and the denominator equal to 0 to find those intervals. Letter B, mark the numbers found in A on the number line. Use a shaded circle, yun yung diniscuss natin kanina, to indicate that the value is included in the solution set, and a hollow circle to indicate that the value is excluded. This number partition the number line into intervals. Pag sinabing intervals, ito yung nahahati or hati dun sa number line. Part na hati dun sa number line. Letter C, select a test point within the interior of each interval. In letter B, the sign of the rational expression at this test point is also the sign of the rational expression at each interior prior to the aforementioned interval. And letter D, summarize the intervals containing the solutions. Oops, teka lang, we have to recall this first. Recall that if x plus 1 is positive, then if our given is 2x over x plus 1 is greater than or equal to 1, it will be equivalent to 2x is greater than or equal to x plus 1. The inequality sign is retained. So, kapag nilipat natin si x plus 1 sa kabila, kung positive si x plus 1, mariretain yung sign niya, yung inequality sign. Pero, kung si x plus 1 ay negative, pagka nilipat natin or nag-divide tayo or nag-multiply tayo ng x plus 1 in the both sides of the inequality, mare-reverse yung inequality sign. So, magiging 2x is less than or equal to x plus 1. Since x plus 1 could be positive or negative, then there is no single inequality that is equivalent to 2x over x plus 1 is greater than or equal to 1. Thus, multiplying both sides of an inequality by x plus 1 is not valid. And the correct way to proceed is to use addition or subtraction. Ibig sabihin, in making the fraction or the inequality as a single fraction, hindi pwedeng mag-multiply in both sides gaya ng ginagawa natin sa equations na mag-multiply ka ng both sides para ma-eliminate yung denominator. So, ang kailangan natin dito is to use addition and subtraction. Let's have example 1. Solve the inequality 2x over x plus 1 minus 1 is greater than or equal to 0. Solution. For our first step, we have to write the inequality as a single rational expression. So we have the inequality 2x over x plus 1 minus 1 is greater than or equal to 0. So we have to make the inequality as a single fraction. We will combine 2x over x plus 1 minus 1 so that it will become a single fraction. So in this case, every whole number has a denominator of 1. So I just show it. And then I encircled it. I encircled 2x and 1, indicating that we're going to multiply them. So this technique is called the butterfly technique. So kung sino yung naka-encircle, sila yung i-multiply natin. 2x times 1 is 2x. X plus 1 times negative 1 is negative x plus 1. Siyempre, x plus 1 times 1 is x plus 1. Mas madali siya kumpara dun sa traditional na ginagamit sa sa-subtract or sa pagko-combine ng mga fractions. Now, we are ready to distribute the negative sign in our binomial. So 2x, negative times positive is negative x, negative times positive is negative 1, over, just write x plus 1 is greater than or equal to 0. Now we can combine like terms. 2x minus x is x minus 1 over, write x plus 1 is greater than or equal to 0. And that is our single fraction. Letter B. Locate the x values for which the rational expression is 0 or undefined. We are going to draw a number line and plot x is equal to negative 1 and x is equal to 1. Saan nanggaling si x is equal to negative 1? We set the numerator equal to 0. And x is equal to 1, we set the denominator equal to 0. So, and we solve for the value of x. So we have here the single fraction x minus 1 over x plus 1 is greater than or equal to 0. Take note that our fraction is positive. So we set the numerator equal to 0 and then we solve for the value of x. So transposing negative 1 to the other side, we have x is equal to 1. That is the first interval. Next, we set the denominator equal to 0 to get the other interval. X plus 1 equals 0. So we transpose positive 1, it will become negative 1. So we have two values. Yung mga interval na yan, sila yung magsisilbing magpa-partition or intervals na maghahati sa ating number line. Partition, ibig sabihin nito yung hati. sa number line. So, we plot x is equal to -1 with a hollow circle. Kasi nga, pagka naging 0 ang ating denominator, magiging undefined yung ating fraction. Kaya hindi siya kasali sa ating solution set. And x is equal to 1 is included in our solution set. That's why it is plotted with a shaded circle. So, we formed 3 partition. Letter C. Choose convenient test points in the intervals determined by -1 and 1 to determine the sign of x minus 1 over x plus 1 in these intervals. So, in our original fraction, we have x minus 1 over x plus 1 is greater than or equal to 0. So, that indicates that we are looking for positive sign of the test points so that we can determine the solution set. So, construct a table of signs in order for us to determine the solution sets. So, we have here the number line. We have the value -1 plotted with a hollow circle indicating that -1 is not included in our solution set. Hindi siya kasali sa solution set natin. And a shaded circle, ibig sabihin kasali sa solution set si +1. So, kung makikita nyo, nakabuo tayo ng 3 part ng number line. So, ang unang part natin is sa left ng -1. So, pwede natin tong isulat or ilagay as x is less than -1. Kasi nga, lahat ng nasa left ni -1 ay mas maliit or negative numbers, mas maliit siya kay -1. Kaya x is less than -1. Next, yung nasa gitna. Ito yung second part. X is greater than -1 but less than 1. Ibig sabihin, nasa pagitna siya ni -1 at ni +1. And the last part is x is greater than 1. So, itong partition na to, itong interval na to, lahat ng x ay greater than 1. So, in this table, we have to write the intervals. X is less than -1, x is greater than -1 but less than 1, and x is greater than 1. So, yun yung mga intervals natin. And we have to set test points for each interval. So, saan manggagaling itong mga test points na to? Dun sa ating mga interval dito. So, ano ang value of x na kung saan mas maliit kay -1? Tama, x is equal to -2. Next, isip kayo ng value of x na nasa pagitna ni -1 at ni 1, ni +1. Siyempre, x is equal to 0. And isip naman kayo ng value ni x na kung saan mas marami kay or greater than 1. So, yung pinakamalapit, pwede natin ilagay x is equal to +2. Ngayon, kunin natin yung numerator ng ating fraction, which is x minus 1. Ang gagawin natin dito, isa-substitute natin yung value of x. Yung value of x, which is -2, -0, and 2 dito sa x para makuha natin yung sign. Sign lang ang kinukuha natin, hindi yung number mismo. So, -2, substitute natin siya. -2 minus 1 is -3. And our sign is negative. Next, 0 minus 1 is -1. So, our sign is negative. Next, 2 minus 1 is +2. And our sign is positive. Next, yung denominator naman, x plus 1. So, same procedure, we are going to solve for the sign, or we are going to in place of x, we're going to write the values. So, negative 2 my negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1. So, the sign is negative. Next, 0 plus 1 is positive 1. Next, 2 plus 1 is, of course, positive 3. Next, and the entire fraction. So, para ma-determine natin yung sign sa entire fraction, pwedeng, since this is the numerator and the denominator, pwede naman nating i-divide. We will follow the rules of division. So, same signs, positive ang sagot. Dividing different signs, negative ang sagot. So, negative divided by negative, we have positive. Next, negative divided by positive, we have negative. And lastly, positive divided by positive, we have negative. So, natatandaan niyo pa ba yung sign nung fraction natin? X minus 1 over x plus 1 is greater than or equal to 0. Ibig sabihin, positive. So, we will get the intervals that has positive sign. So, ang ating solution set ay x is less than negative 1 and x is greater than 1. And for our solution set, we have for all values of x element of real numbers such that x, ito yung interval kanina, x is less than negative 1 or x is greater than or equal to positive 1. Bakit may equal? Kasi kasama si positive 1 sa solution set. If we are going to graph our solution set, we have negative 1 in a hollow circle and positive 1 in shaded circle. So, this is our solution set, the part that is shaded by red and that part. So, hindi kasama sa ating solution set yung nasa gitna ni negative 1 at ni positive 1. Kung nakatulong tong video na to sa inyo, just hit the like button or you may share it with your friends. Until next time, bye-bye!